for coming. You may have noticed we've come back to this location fairly quickly, which is because there has been a reported increase in activity. Okay, so it's like, when we've heard that, it's quite important to get back here. So we're going to keep the team leaders in one location if you're happy with that. Yeah? Okay, so Ollie, if you sort out the 3 rooms that are behind us.
Yeah, of course.
And I think we're going to do about an hour and a half. So you've got the 3 rooms. Whether you use the medium to split the group in half and do experiments in each room, I'll leave with you.
Okay.
Steve, do the gym.
Yeah.
So you've got both ends and the 2 toilet areas on, because they're fairly active apparently. So if you can cover all 4 bits of that. Andy, I'm going to leave you in here for communication.
Okay.
Okay. I'll leave you to work out your experiments, but you need Ouija, Frank's box.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, you know all that. And outside.
Yeah.
Okay. The number 1 outside is keep your noise down and flashes, because you'll interfere with Steve's in the gym.
Yeah, I've already got that stuff.
You happy?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Medium people. Right. What we're doing today, because these are staying in their one location, we're going to put you with 4 guests. Okay, so Debbie, you'll have 4, you stay with them, and you John, and then you move around the locations. So it'll be down to you to keep them together. If any of them look a bit nervous, make sure they're reassured, everything's going well, keep them involved. If you feel that some of them are looking a little bit left out, make sure you have a word with your team leader, get them back in. It's their night, so we need to do it. Obviously, health and safety, just make sure they're all right. If they're going to walk over there in the dark, make sure they've got a torch, because that pathway is pretty uneven. In here, it's fairly straightforward for you, but make sure that dark room, that big step, they're aware of.
Yeah.
When you've got all sorts to worry about, I don't want to talk to you. And that's how we'll work it. So if you're happy with that,
Yep.
yeah, 4 guests each, make sure they're all right. Is there anything you need to add?
No, I think that's covered most of it. Any questions?
No.
No, you're all happy?
Yeah.
Excellent. So we'll leave that at that then. So have a good night.
Right, good evening everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. As you know, we're Keep It Real Spiritual and Paranormal Events. John Taylor, I'm just going to grab John in here. John is the other founder with me. We started this back in 2015 as an official group. We're always here for you, okay? I'm definitely here for you. I'm the founder. If you have any problems this evening, anything you don't like, anything that you do like, anything, we're always open to feedback, okay? If you don't want to do it to my face, please Facebook me. Tonight, we've got your team leaders. We've got, if I can find it. We've got Steve, he's the team leader, if you want to get going. We've got Andy, who's your team leader.
Ollie is already gone.
And we've lost Ollie. We've got another one.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. We've got Ollie. We've got 3 team leaders. One's disappeared on us. There is a few little bits that I do have to underline. I do it every time. Before I move on to that, if you're not comfortable with anything, because we do use Ouija boards, etc., if you're not comfortable with that, human pendulums, please tell your team leader or the medium that's with you. We're asking you not to go anywhere on your own. There's 2 reasons. One, for your own safety, because if you fall or have an accident, you could be missing a long time before we've missed you, and we don't want you just laying there. The other one is evidence. If you see a manifestation, or a ghost as we would call it, there's a couple of reasons here. One is people won't believe you, and 2, you may have another sort of accident. Right, I'm going to hand you over to Bob now.
Thanks a lot.
That's okay.
Thank you, she's good at doing this.
Oh, so hard.
What we're doing, are you finished?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Right, so what we need to do then is, Andy, can you take your stuff, go outside, make sure any experiments you need to do is set up. Steve, can you do the same with yours over in the gym?
As you're all probably aware, we do work from the scientific side, and we also work from the spiritual side. Bob's the paranormal scientific side, I'm the mediumistic side. There is a reason for this. Spirit and ghost are 2 different things, okay? A ghost is a replay in time. It's like an energy that keeps flicking over. So when you see what people term as a ghost, what you're seeing is the same thing in the same place, no communication at all from this image. With spirit, you don't often see them manifest. They tend to be the ones that are communicating with us. They're a higher intelligence than us. So we like to come from both sides. When we get spirit that's speaking with us, because obviously our mediums can hear them, possibly you'll be able to hear them. If you can't, what we do is we ask them to interact with the machinery that we've got going. So then you get your proof, because we've got lots of things that do lights and noises, and so that way we can both communicate to the one person.
Okay, right, now while they're just setting up, we'll introduce you to your mediums and put you in your teams for the night. So the mediums are John. Everybody knows John. He's been a medium longer than I've been alive.
He says everybody.
Everybody knows John. So, okay, so that's that group. And that's very handily placed. You four all sat together, because you will be with Tracy. And you three are together, because we had 2 drop out today.
Oh.
So you are a team, and you'll be with Andy, so you'll be in here and outside for the first vision.
And Debbie, your medium.
And Debbie the medium.
We've got Debbie with us. She's from our development circle. She's doing very well at developing her psychic abilities there. She came out on her first ghost hunt with us about 3 months ago, and has a natural ability to pick up the residue of a building or the ground. At the moment, she's out working with us. I'm sort of supervising over the top in case we get a little bit of a problem with her. But she seems to be just gliding. It seems to be just quite natural with her. Every now and then she'll come over to me. She needs that little bit of confidence.
Like to come closer to her.
She's at work now. She's very good at picking it up.
To harm you in any way or disrespectful. There's a lot of people here. There's a real lot of people.
So it's more along the sides of like playful.
They're all different. They're all different ages, and they're all different eras as well. Because I don't know. I've got a woman who seems to be like a matron type woman that was here looking after children. But I also get people in uniforms, and I know that they did have uniforms here, didn't they, at one stage? But there's just, I don't know if it's because the camera's here, but they're all finding this extremely
exciting. Do you feel that all the different eras of spirit are playing together, or are they staying in their own?
They're sort of walking through. The children were definitely not here when the forces people were here. I can definitely feel that they all going in the same direction, if you like, but yeah, they were all here at different times, and they were all suffering from different things as well. The children seem very happy though.
Nice.
This was never a house, was it? A home or?
No.
What was that?
It was over here, I think.
No, it was over there. Mate. It was over there. While you were talking.
Was it?
It was over there. Where you're saying that.
If someone first died.
Yeah.
You were talking about this area, and that's where it came from.
Yeah. As you were talking about the children running through. And going into a little more detail, that's when you hear a noise over there.
No, I am aware of the children, like Debbie said, and I am aware that they are type of the 2 generations are mixing together with their energies, and I feel that they are actually communicating with each other. And that's why I asked Debbie if she could feel that. So it's very hard to read the energy of an area, because we're probably reading the energy of the ground right now because we're outside more than the building, probably connected to the building at one point, but at the moment she's picking up the energy from the ground, which is quite a trade if you can do it.
Andy, I'm going to say you've got a pen and paper. What exactly are you doing there? I'm writing down all the notes from what the medium's picking up, any noises that we get, obviously writing down anything that the group are picking up itself. It's all for a document on our behalf to let us know what's happened through the night, and if anything happens with my group and obviously the same thing happens with the other group, then we've got it all written down and we can verify all the different things there.
If we had acorns or any ferrocones or anything like that, it would be around the floor, and there isn't anything.
All we got is just branches. That I don't think any of the branches would actually physically fall off, and if they are, if it's from birds, it'll only be the light ones, but they won't make that sound.
No, it was more of a tinny sound made that.
Oh, an acorn. Okay.
Acorn shell.
And where was that found?
Just here. They found it just here.
Okay.
I must admit, I am getting it has changed since we've come round the corner. The children won't come round, don't want to come round, they're quite happy playing over there.
There's definitely an energy here, it's quite strong.
I've also had the feeling that I get the message, be quiet or leave. That sort of very dominant man.
Deb, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, sorry.
When you're picking up on this gentleman, like he don't want us to say anything or he wants us to leave, is that him that's making the noise? Is that him making the noises to get us to?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think. No, he wouldn't grab our attention.
Okay.
No. Would the gentleman that threw something earlier, would you like to throw it again? Obviously we ask if you don't hurt anybody, but if you could throw something up one of the walls or against this ladder. As I said before, we're not here to harm you in any way, this is just pure interest. Well, thank you anyway. We appreciate what you've done for us so far.
No movement in the cage. No.
I'd like to get out of here now, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Don't like it.
So what we're doing a little bit of a Ouija board session. So we're just trying to get some answers from the spirit, see if we can put some information together and kind of key it from sort of like history as well, more or less. So Spirit, if there is anyone here with us right now, just to let us know that you're around us, can you move the glass around the table for us, please? Build the energy up that we've got in the room right now. Use the guy's energy that they're putting into the glass. Use that energy to move that around the table. Just to start off with. Even if it's a slow movement to start off with and build yourself up from that, that'd be fantastic.
I feel like somebody's pulling my arm back.
Really? Okay. Right. Let's swap.
It's like somebody's pulling my arm back as if say, can you get off?
Yeah. Okay, Spirit, so I'm on the board now. What we're going to do, just to kind of build the energy up into the glass for yourself, we're just going to move the glass clockwise for yourself. So just watch what I'm doing. I'm just going to build these circles up bigger. Just to build that energy up for you. I'm going to do it quicker.
So you've actually done that yourself to show them what you're looking for?
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
So, Spirit, can you move the glass for us? Can you move it towards me? Listen to my voice and move the glass towards me. Can you move it towards Tracy for us? Tracy's not on the board.
I've got enough.
You alright?
Yeah, maybe it's me.
Come on, Spirit. Listen to my voice. Use our energy. Move the glass like you have been doing all night. We just want to say hello. We don't mean you any harm in any sort of way. We just want to communicate with you.
Can you hear those noises?
It's Mark moving.
Does that chair make a noise? No, it's not.
No, it's not Mark.
It's those like footsteps upstairs again.
I heard that.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought it was someone moving on a chair.
Is that you upstairs, Spirit? Are you moving around above us? Bring the glass towards me if you are. Just so we can get a yes-no communication. So yes towards me, no away from me.
Yeah, can you hear it again?
Mm.
Did you leave your dictaphone running in there? Oh, okay.
Can we just get 2 other people back on the glass for a second? Is that alright? Thank you.
Go on, Mark, you do it.
Again, I'm aware of this air raid shelter collapsing. I can't breathe. I'm being suffocated. Not a very nice feeling.
No.
I have spoken to the gentleman that owns this property before about this, and he knows quite a lot about the ground, and this he can't say yes and he can't say no. There's no history, but I do feel I can't breathe because I'm too close on it.
It is quite electric there, isn't it?
I do know that at one point that this, they're talking about Anderson shelter, so that's what we had here that collapsed down on the family. It's strange because I've got this gentleman that's communicating with me, and I know there's 3 children in there. Where the wife is, I do not know. I know that the wife was a nursing type thing connected across here. Where she is at the moment, I do not know. As I say, all I can see in there is this gentleman and the 3 children. He's talking about Edward, and I feel this is possibly his name. At the moment I can feel his emotion because he's telling me how tight he held his babies, because he knew that they've had it. Just trying to ask him where his wife is, because she's not in the shelter with them. Where is she? Can you tell us where she is, please? I know he's talking about the name of Annie, so I'm going to presume this is the wife. Nope, I'm going to rewind that because he's saying Anderson. He just can't get it out because his energy's so low. He's saying Annie as an abbreviation for the Anderson. He's talked about this area with gas. There's not enough. I can't hear him really clearly. He's basically saying there was not enough gas masks to go around in this area. Okay, that's something we'll have to look up because I don't know. It's like there was a shortage of them actually here in Gosport. Right, what I'm going to ask him to do is to now go across to the... That will flash or light up, won't it, if somebody comes near. Yeah. I'm going to ask him if they come across with me here and communicate with all of us at the same time. Excuse me, sir, if you could go near the box on the floor with the red light, it will react. It's not going to harm you in any way. If I've got that wrong, please come back and tell me, but to the best of our knowledge, that will not do any harm to you at all. Can you come in, sir, come towards me? Towards a little gadget down here, just come a bit closer to it, just set it off. Right, can you throw your energy out and across these gadgets for us, please? Any one of them would be lovely. Just give us a sign for the people that can't hear you and communicate with you. Try and through these gadgets that you're here, please.
Get the reading there of 0.3 milligauss.
Which means?
Milligauss, I should say.
Come on, just come near one of these little gadgets, it won't harm you. What does that mean?
It's just the scale on which it operates when it picks up the static, you know, and obviously the more static, the more it'll pick up, you know. And that is a static meter.
Will I set it off if I go near it?
Well, try it. If you touch it, you definitely will.
Can you come and hold my hand? Come towards me and hold my hand, please. Just reach out and touch my hand. I know at the moment we're feeling quite amused because he's basically saying you're trying to trick me. We've got a gentleman here that's a bit quick on the block. So come towards me, sir, so that this goes off. Just get that little bit of evidence on this side of the field. Pardon?
The rook.
That one behind me.
Yeah.
Did that move?
Thank you. What we're trying to do here, as you know, I don't really have to explain it to you, sir, but I will because we've got a camera on us and people here that haven't been out before. We're here to prove life after life, that life is eternal. And we're trying to do it in the physical way, i.e. that you come forward and you get these little boxes to react for us.
Again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Lovely. I really do appreciate your efforts for us here tonight. You know the way I'm feeling, I feel that to do this has sapped my energy, not my energy, the gentleman's energy to come forward and do that. It's like there's a little bit of his energy that gets pulled off him here. I'm aware that he is still around us. We thank you so much for giving us that little bit of evidence tonight. If you could show our other teams this when they come round, hopefully they'll do this little spot here. Yeah. Give them the evidence as well.
Yeah, I'm going to stick a digital recorder down there.
Brilliant.
And then we're just going to do a little bit EVP session around here.
Yeah,
so
lovely. Thank you.
Go on then, Spirit. Use the collective new energy that's now on the glass. Just to move it around. It's just to say hello and let us know that you're here around us and you're with us. You mean you no harm completely. Can you move the glass towards me?
I've still got this feeling of like stomach cancer in here.
Oh, yeah. Right, let's just put some more energy into the glass. So this is us doing this now. Okay. Use this energy and back into this glass. And back into the middle. Towards me. Can you move the glass towards me? Keep going. That's fantastic. That's great. Right. Did you used to work here, Spirit? Yes, towards me. No, away from me. Did you used to work here? Did you used to work here, Spirit? Is that a yes or a no?
What was that?
Did you hear that?
Sounded like lights were.
Okay, so back to the centre.
Oh, stop the kitchen.
Bunk.
Making everybody come back.
Okay. Did you die here, Spirit? Yes, towards me, no, away from me. Did you pass away here?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Wrong way.
Okay. Back to the centre. Okay. Are you a male? Okay. Are you a female? Okay. Did you die in the 19th century? Did you die in the 20th century? Did you die in the 18th century? Okay, so you died in the 18th century.
Ollie, asking you stuff. Mate.
Wait a second, Mark. Let's just kind of clarify a few bit
Yeah.
more. Okay. Did you die in the early 18th century? Okay. Did you die in the late 18th century? Okay. Did you die in the 1880s? Okay. Did you die in the 1890s? Okay. Did you live around here? Okay. When you passed away, were you in your late 50s?
Can I just ask, can you do one by one,
Yeah.
taking the finger off to see if it still moves?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm awful.
Okay. So, did you die in the
1895. No, I got that wrong then.
Okay. Did you die in 1890s? Okay, Mark, can you put your finger back on?
And I'll take mine off.
Yeah. Okay, did you die in... was that a yes then? Did it move to yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So did you die in the late 18... Did you die in 1895?
You got this laser pen here.
Yeah.
What exactly is that doing here?
Right, what that's doing is this is facing down this way. That's acting like all the rest. So,
Yep.
you know, you're getting the laser grid itself, but it's just spaced out a bit more. This laser grid
I would have said
is
that.
exactly the same as the green one on the bench there. This one here. That's focusing over in there. And once the lights go out, it'll be in this crate a bit
Can't
here.
see there. Don't know what that is. Oh, it's a pulley thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if there's any movement within the crater itself, then we'll be able to pick that up.
See, again, I don't know. See, I'm not knowing this is truthfully, but I don't know if there was a body. Is there a path near here where there was a body found, Andy? Do you know that?
I wouldn't know that, John. No.
Because I've seen a little narrow pathway, and I feel it was a male body found, like a murder or something. Not far from here. I don't know that. So.
Okay.
Maybe that's something we could. Okay. Not in this grounds, but like just around the grounds. It's like a body was found laying.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to let into something that was picked up earlier, but you're pretty much on the right line.
I think it was a young lad as well, like no older than 25, something 30, something like that.
Okay.
That's what I'm seeing. But not in this bit. We're definitely outside the grounds of this, whatever how big the grounds are, I don't know, but it's definitely like an all narrow concrete, what's that, concrete pathway. Just.
You say he was in his 20s, early 30s?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've just seen a body laying on the ground, like crunched up, so it's hard to sort of. I definitely know he's a male, and I know he's young for some reason.
Pull anything up at all?
I don't know if that was.
So we're asking you again, nicely, spirits, if you can come forward. The spirit of the soldier that John picked up earlier, can you come forward and make a noise for us? Can you copy me? I've got a sensor light on that little stub over there. Can you come closer to that to make that go off for us, please?
So right in front of us, there's a sensor light. So if anyone's around us, can you maybe walk towards that and set it off for us, please? So just walk ahead of us, the other side of the bunker.
Yeah.
You alright, Pat?
I just got an awfully strong smell of perfume. I think it's Robbie's aftershave.
We don't know though, because we've been in the rooms all
flushes as well, though,
You have to bob down a bit. No, I don't think.
Don't forget you've been in the room all night as well, so I think you'd have picked it up the side if you
I wish I filmed that now.
Maybe you'd have picked up the room more than out here.
Yeah, I just found sort of around it. Could have been Robbie later.
Well, we sat in, not being funny, I think one of us we've all been sat indoors quite close proximity, so I think we'd have smelt that. If
I just smelt it now.
Possible, yeah, something could have come in.
Well, I don't know whether you lot want to move round, but I'm seeing a white light over in this direction here.
Yeah, that's
So it's just through those branches there. There's a white light that's coming forward. I don't know whether it's the other group or not, but it's just through those branches there.
They're not out, are they, in the woods?
I don't know, it's just right in front of us.
Oh, I see.
Down here.
Am I pointing in the right direction, you say?
Let me see if I can get a light. Sorry. Huh? Yeah, so it's literally right there.
That was me.
Down there.
Okay.
But it's like it gets brighter, then goes, like it's gone now. You see it move. Do you feel like you're picking up anything more here, John? Or
I'll just keep seeing soldiers.
yeah,
Obviously they're gonna, well, so I don't want to say obviously, but if they're camped on the site, soldiers, I know it's a, I don't know. Just seeing like people doing watching.
what was that?
I think it was their torch.
No, did you not hear people talking? Or a woman talking?
Did you hear that over there? There's a woman talking. They're talking.
No, it sounded like it was coming over the direction where we were seeing the light.
No, my microphone is pointing that direction anyway, so.
Okay. Right, what we'll do is if we leave these running
Okay.
in here. What?
The laser grids, they go overheat eventually and sort of cut off.
No, all the laser grids that I've got out. We've had a great night. I hope you have had as well. What I'm going to do quickly is go to Steve so he can tell you what's been found by the 3 groups in the gym, if any of it matches, and corroborate with every other group. And when we go through the report, I will look to see if we've had it before in the past. And then we'll do the same with Ollie and then the same with Andy. So I'll take you straight to Steve. Does everyone want to go in?
They do, and I will be brief. I will be very quick. All 3 groups said exactly the same thing. Right, no, that's fine. To be honest, all 3 groups did come up with a lot of stuff that was similar, if not exactly the same. All 3 groups mentioned somebody who had passed at their own hand. All 3 groups said they'd hung themselves. The last group, without me even talking to them at all, got everything that the other 2 groups had got. The years were spot on. 2 of our mediums this evening both had the smell and taste of gas. So we think there may have been something going on with the possibility of some sort of chemical mustardy gas experiments that our troops were being used for. So yeah, the name Bob only came up in the last group, but the other 2 groups we couldn't get the man's name. All 3 groups got the between 54 and 57 for his age. So yeah, there was an awful lot that tied in. 2 of the groups got that he died at 24. Again, unless you've all been talking to each other between, there's no way none of you would have got that. And the 3rd group, which will make sense for Debbie, we asked what clothes he was wearing when he passed. He was wearing white. And we asked, did you make yourself known tonight? The answer was yes. Where? At the window.
Excellent. Right, one thing, Steve, did you get the year for this mustard gas?
No. Around 1934 came up a lot, but I can't confirm it was connected
The only
to the
thing I'm
mustard
thinking
gas.
for the mustard gas was that this was in operation in World War One, so is it possible there had been mustard gas brought back here by boat and treated?
Yeah, we couldn't establish that
Yes,
that's
that's
yes or no.
Ollie. Okay, so I think for me, every group was different. First group was quite an active kind of venue, so first group had a lot of activity in all three areas. Second group, the activity wasn't as much, and then the third group didn't really get much activity, but there was a lot of EMF fluctuations, so each group was all completely different. But one thing that all three groups did get was, I think it was the stomach thing. It's like it felt like what was it? Was it Tracy? So it was like cancer with stomach. So Sally picked up on it, Tracy picked up on it, and so did Debs. So that was probably the three things that were represented throughout all three groups. I think the first group, we had a lot of activity in the first room with all the sofas and the big eagle. We had catball going, we had a lot of conversation. John was picking up a lot of stuff, which I'll go through with Bob and Sal later on, so you'll see that on the page. Also, when we were in the dark room, the Ouija board was going mental, so that tonight, out of all groups, the Ouija board was probably the most active in that group. Second group, we didn't really get as much. Catball was going off now and again, K2s, EMFs, etc. were going off a little bit, but Ouija board was going, but some answers were dead, some answers weren't, so we weren't really getting a lot of activity there. And then third group, didn't really get much activity in the dark room in terms of Ouija board, but again, K2 fluctuations, stuff that Dave's got device-wise, there was a lot of stuff going off, and the same when we were in the Eagle room as well. But one thing I have noticed, that when everyone's chatting amongst themselves, and when you guys have been in here on breaks, that cat ball has been going off all evening. So it's really, really interesting. When you want it to go off, it doesn't. But when you're just chatting amongst yourselves and just talking, it's flashing. And as you guys know, I showed you kind of a quick demonstration, so that's been really, really interesting why that's been going off all evening. But I think that's most of my evidence, to be honest.
Okay.
Can I just...
Yeah, sure.
Just, I don't know if you heard, Ollie, but Bob done a check and he reckons there was no one upstairs at the time.
Okay.
So that their footsteps, that was just too good to be true, basically. It was like a clock really stomping, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But Bob reckons there was no one upstairs.
And that was the first two groups, and I know both groups had people walking around upstairs.
We had really solid, really like the ceiling footsteps there. We always assumed that the guy was still here. It was too good to be true, Ollie, wasn't it, to be honest?
It did sound
We heard it, Ollie.
What's that, Mark? Sorry?
We clearly heard it, didn't
we? Heard a couple of footsteps, but I think that was when he was going.
But Bob reckons he'd already got, I
He's
don't know.
not been upstairs.
He
hadn't been upstairs at all, that was the point.
That's what I'm saying, it's quite a... So I don't know if you heard that, so that was quite a, I don't know, one of those what we call, we definitely heard it 100%.
And the fact what you were talking about there with the cat ball, when you're not taking any notice of it, it starts going, that's fairly common.
Yeah.
The more you talk amongst yourself, the more they're going to be doing something to try and get your attention back on them, so that's quite good. Andy?
Right, well, all of my groups were pretty much similar in the fact is when we was over by where the bomb dropped in that little crater there, every medium and everyone in the group always saw something to the right. I think every single medium picked up on the soldier being over in the right, and that was the figure that was moving around. Then as we come down here in the second group, and the first, when we done Frank's box, it was like, the spirits are trying to communicate with us, but it's like when we were talking, the spirits, we couldn't quite make out what they were trying to say. The second group, we did, well, I'm going to have to go through it on my digital recorder, but Bob come through clear as day on that spirit box. Like I say, I'll go through my digital recorder. It's bound to be on there. Over in the wooded bit, we've had loads of lights going out, coming back in. when Deb picked up on the white figure being outside the window, we were actually there and we actually saw, I wouldn't say a white figure, but there was a white light, and that's when we was with John. There was something white there. Obviously, we couldn't make out what it was, and then that's when we come over, and Bob come over and let us know. Yeah. In here, same again. Every bit of evidence that we've got is always been knocking, tapping, and it's been around the mirrors at the back there. On the back window here, we've had knocks. Every group that we've brung in here has had lights going around those mirrors there behind the fireplace, and they're quite bright and they're quite frequent. No K2 movement at all tonight in any bit of vigils that I've done. None at all. Ouija board wouldn't even go, but it was mainly just the knocks, the taps, the spirit box, as well as everything else. So pretty much everything that we got tonight was exactly the same in every single group.
Excellent. Right, well, that wraps it up really. What we'll do, I'll gather in this, when these 3 10-minute reports, I'll put them all together and it will go up on the page. I'll probably create a file from now on and put all the reports on the page. So thanks for coming. I hope you've all enjoyed it. If you have, it'd be lovely to see you again. So, you know, we've got something every month. Next month we're going out to Kent. Unfortunately, I've just heard the minibus is fully booked tonight, so that's in one day. We've sold out a whole minibus to go to Kent, so that's really good. Keep watching, because there's things going to be coming up quite rapidly and quite different. So just keep your eyes on the page, and we'll see you all soon. Safe driving home. Just get home safely, and we'll see you, because I don't want to be contacting you lot on a Ouija board next month. Right. So go home and be good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
How do you think the evening went?
Very interesting. A lot of information to take on board. Certainly excited a few of the senses. But yeah, on the whole, really interesting night.
Did you actually feel or sense any paranormal activity yourself?
I think we felt like cold on our face and hands, and I felt like quite sick at certain points and like really lightheaded.
Will you be coming back again to another paranormal event?
Definitely, yeah.
One last question. A lot of people talk about this figure in white. Did you see it?
No.
I'm quite pleased with this evening. This has been one of the most active ones that we've had at this venue. So we're quite pleased with the way it went tonight.
If you look, from my point of view, the most important thing was the people that were here, the guests that have come to be with us, that have all experienced something, enjoyed their evening, and they've gone away with a positive attitude to what's happened. So hopefully we will see them again. And that's obviously the end result of what we want.
Yeah, I enjoyed it immensely. Different rooms, like you say at the beginning, we had a lot of activity, which is good. And then like various rooms change, you know, some were a bit quieter, but yeah, overall I think it was a good night.
Unusually for me was the fact that all the mediums all picked up the same without talking to each other within tea breaks and what have you. Obviously you could say that maybe they did, but I'm trusting them not to have done it, because that's how we work. So I'm hoping that you know, there was no collusion between them. The whole thing is we're going to keep it real, because we try and keep it as real as we possibly can. There is no fakery with what we do. So if anyone is caught tampering with evidence or faking the evidence, then they will be no part of us at all. That's not what we're about. But you know, it's not what we do, so therefore anyone that's caught just goes.
Because they faked evidence is no evidence. So
if somebody wanted to join your team, saying, look, I've got all my equipment, or I'm a spiritual medium, do you vet them? Do you test them? How do you do it if someone wanted to join your team as a member of staff?
Well, first of all, we'd meet and speak with them and see what the overall feeling is about these people. If they get past that bit, then they would have a trial with us. We tend to go anywhere between 3 and 6 months before they're allowed to wear the kit, because we are careful of who wears our name.
And of course the other part of that is they have to fit with the rest of the members of the team. It's no good having someone who's an excellent paranormal investigator, but they rub people up the wrong way. Because we do try and keep it friendly and have a little bit of banter between the guests and the team, so that's quite important as well.
As part of the team, John, have you ever been on an experience like this evening and not pick anything up, and then someone around you is picking up more than you did? How does that make you feel?
It don't bother me because, like you say, I'm not going to just start making up things just for the sake of keeping people happy. Who am I, you know? Just because I'm not getting nothing, it don't mean a member of the public is there that's not receiving or seeing something, because we're all on different levels. I just find it quite interesting at the end of the night when we collaborate all the evidence. Give what I get, basically, and that's it. I always say, give what you get, and that's the best way to be then.
Right. Well, thank you very much for inviting us along and watching behind the scenes that goes on in your paranormal group. And we look forward to actually working with you again, hopefully in the future, and see what we can come up with.
It's been a pleasure to have you along.
Okay.
Yeah, it's lovely to have you along. Thank you. It's been a really good experience.